Okay, how's it going, guys? It's 8:36. I was trying to get through all the emails and forum posts and everything else that was going on. There's a lot going on right now. So it's January 31st. There's stuff in the yards. We're having some comment. It's just looks like it's just the admin so far. I don't know where everybody is. Do we have two dispatchers? Ah, okay. It's me, Chris, I think. Yeah, I'm running Thursday. So, as you can see, I'm in a good mood. But there's certainly some added frustration. I think there's a lot of frustration going on with a lot of people here, including myself. So, I think it's a common thing that's happening. Apparently a lot of people are frustrated. I'm having fun and it's frustrating too, if that makes sense. Is our cuckoo clock started yet, or are we just... Oh, good. It hasn't started yet. So, of course, this is the home of all the frustration. Can I just click on all these and delete them? That'd be a good start, but... Yeah. What do we got here? Yeah, ooh. You know, if there was more eastbound traffic, I'd run the westbound. But it doesn't look that busy. I did that the other night. Oh, I was running something the other day in here. Wash? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. One of these has got to go in west. One of these is going west. One of these has got to be going west. Where are you? Yeah, that's my new I can't hide it any longer. I hope this is a manifest going the other way. Or is this the train I left the other night? But you guys ran longer than me. Holy crap, what the hell? Is that the train I left the other night? LQ91. I can't remember what train I had. Oh no, I had the... Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. I can help run this shit to the yard. At least I'll do something useful. This is mine. Because I was running BKWC or sorry, I was running the sister of that one, the one going to Bakersfield. So I'll take this one. Cool. Funky. I start off where I was pretty much at the other night, so that works out good. The hell am I? See, I have lots of fun running trains. I don't get frustrated running trains. Even if I have to wait half an hour for a train, I'm cool with that. Channel 14, star 54. Oh, I might as well stay on 0 until we know what the hell's going on. Oh, okay, everybody's going? Alright, everybody's going. I thought everybody was gonna talk about my frustration. I'll talk about my frustration. Channel 14. Yep. So... 2 days in a row running UP. That's amazing. I don't got too much further to go either. So anyways, yeah, I think I hinted or alluded to that I was going to talk or vent or do something. First of all, like, I think we all have some frustration going on around here. I just show it more. I show it more because I tend to do the live streams, or I tend to email, or I tend to just say what's on my mind, I guess. I'm not saying that other people don't do that, but so we've been, first of all, Ski and I were on last night, and I got into, basically I was about as dumbfounded as I think Chris was when he came on today, because Chris came into the same situation that I was in. And it's probably why there hasn't been many instructions, because Chris is probably feeling the same overwhelming feeling that I'm feeling. Like, what the hell am I going to be doing with this yard? I even saw a comment that we should have left the locals in the receiving yard. I totally agree. In fact, I would say that the train should have never came into the receiving yard to begin with, because there was too many locals. Considering it was a Saturday, there was nothing really going out anyways, or it's not scheduled to go out, which I don't know what the hell that means anymore. But there wasn't anything in dire need. However, that being said, there still seems to be a desire or need, or I don't know what the hell the word is. I guess demand. And I'm not talking about demand as in supply and demand. I'm talking about demand. Well, I guess it is supply and demand, because the server supplies to meet the demand, I guess, of the people. Or if the people don't get what they want, they do something else, I guess, or something. So I guess at least one person described their frustrations over the past 2 weeks. Like I said, I'm not the only one frustrated. You know, basically trying to follow within the guidelines or whatever, and not seeing instructions or not seeing this. And, like, well, I guess that's because there are no instructions, because there's not much we can do about it. And we've been dealing with these issues. So at one point, I'm getting tugged by people who want work, and I can't give it to them. Other than, you know, even Chris had like one line in there the other day, and that was pretty much about it. Build a couple trains. I couldn't agree. Or I couldn't agree more, actually, I should say. That's what I meant to say. I looked at it and I said, yeah, that's pretty much all you can do. What else are you going to do? Except send 7 trains to Bakersfield and overwhelm them. And as Ski was on with me, he was already telling me his situation, straight up what he was happening, and he said that the cars that he already have was already meeting the demand. Everything that's set up in the system, it's not all set up for 24-hour cycles. Is there a dispatcher? I'm frustrated. I got a red signal. No, I don't care. I'll just watch. But I told you, I don't get frustrated waiting at a red signal. I don't care. Did somebody even answer me? Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. I'll just sit here. I'll sit here until somebody moves me. But as I said, I'm in a good mood. I'm fine. It's what to do in between the days now is what I'm trying to figure out. And So you have those people that are pulling at your strings, that saying they need this, they need that, or heaven forbid you spend time on a weekend with your kid and you have to jump right in and figure out to meet the demand of everybody else because you haven't been around for a couple days or whatever, or I don't know. We have to. Is that a cat meowing outside? It is. Why is there a cat meowing outside my door? Oh, I got a green light. No, I'm not on 14, am I? Oops. So somebody was trying to talk to me. I thought I changed channels. I went channel 14, star 54, I thought. Okay. Anyways, I saw the green light, so. Well, there we go. Yeah, it's bright. No, I heard a cat meowing outside my window here. I'm in a basement. Like, what the hell's a cat meowing? Dogs upstairs, cats. Well, it helps if I let go. Wow, that thing actually went. I had minimum brake on. I think I didn't break a coupler. So yeah, so I mean, on one side, people make mistakes, and I'm cool with that. You know, I was totally fine. Why is there a cat meowing outside my window? Hold on a second. Jeez. Like the cat police. I keep hearing a cat meowing and it's not there. So screw it. I thought, like, I got the little window well here, and I thought the cat was trapped in it or something, and there's nothing there. If it meows again, I don't give a damn. So, I thought it was trapped or something, or trying to get my attention. But, so yeah, I mean, as I said, there's been some people who've, you know, either didn't understand the you know, the procedures, or didn't see in the form that, you know, this was for admins only, or you know, in other cases, I guess, well, I'm dispatching somebody trying to tell me how, you know, what I should be doing and stuff like that, instead of paying attention. I mean, I know, and I'm not trying to name names, and I'm just going through all the different things. I'm just shooting at the hip. So it's those kind of things. I mean, you know, it is what it is. So I deal with those. If I find it's frustrating to dispatch because of certain reasons, well, then I find reasons not to dispatch unless I'm content or I'm going to be happy dispatching. So I have an idea of how that works. So I can control that. If I'm not dispatching, I know I can run a main line. I know I can run a switcher. I can do all kinds of things on California that's going to keep me happy. So there's always, if there's something that I, want to do. There's always something that's going to be able to make me happy during a session. The reason why and this is all due respect to Florida server. Florida, they take RTS. Holy crap! I guess I need a minimum set. They take RTS for the original version 1, and they literally. Wow, that is a pretty big grade there. You're not kidding. And they really take it to. They push the limits of RTS, and they're still continuing to do it. So certainly my respect for them to be continuing to do what they're doing. I know there's some former California members that have found that server their home now, because or at least I guess my vision, Mike's vision, the rest of us who enjoy staying here and running here, our vision is to have this. I wouldn't trade this for the world. On a Tuesday and Thursday and Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, I'm going to be running California. 4.1. That's all there is to it. That isn't going to change. So California is my quote-unquote virtual home. This is where I'm going to be. That won't change. But I have to find a balance for the rest of it. I have to find something else that keeps me. Number one, I have a lot of creative juices that are flowing, and I actually do have a lot of available time, and I'd much rather be creative in doing something that I can do. And when I see an issue, I want to solve it. I want to do something about it. I don't expect. And Mike, he's got the server. He's got his own. He has to not worry about myself or just any individual for that matter. He has to consider everybody and their needs, and he has to consider, most of all, he has to consider what he wants, because it's his server. Oh, that thing is. This thing's only 5,000 feet. It didn't take long. I like that Rio Grande train.
Ambient temperature 9 degrees. UP detector out.
I don't know if I've been by here yet. I must have. Yeah, oh yeah, I was by here before. Some cool stuff. But so yeah, I mean, you gotta definitely. Oh, shut up, cat. What is up? Hold on. This is ridiculous. What do you want? What are you meowing at me for? Well, I don't know what you want. How am I supposed to help you? Huh? Huh? I can't help you. What? Nobody's letting you in? Nobody's helping you in? No? Sorry, I got a stray cat here. Well, no, it's not a stray cat. It's a friendly neighborhood cat. What do you want? I know it's cold outside. I'm not letting you in. I'm not letting you in. I know it's snowing. You're getting wet. Why don't you go bite your owner's balls? No? I know, you're cold, you're wet. See you later. Have a good one. Having a conversation with a cat. my god. I don't know if if the thing picked up the sound of the cat meowing here. I knew it was trying to get my attention, or somebody's. We're having like a fairly good snow right now. This cat's getting wet out there, but it's an outdoor cat, right? I was like, it's not my cat. I can't let the cat in. Oh, it's meowing. I gotta ignore it. Poor thing. Go hide under my car. You'll live. It's only at the freezing mark out there, or maybe slightly below. Hey. So, I think the cat hears me talking, and it's kind of like the dogs sometimes. They hear me talk, they start barking. I don't know. Anyways. So, I don't know what the hell was I saying. Yeah. I got disrupted by a cat. So, yeah, so I was like, I like, it was a cat. I've lost my marbles. You didn't hear the cat? Did you actually hear the cat over the live stream? This poor cat was meowing like crazy. It was going nuts. It was frustrated. Nobody's paying attention. Everybody's frustrated. The cats are frustrated. Like snowing like crazy on the damn thing. Nobody's letting it in. Like, not my cat. Yeah, it's a cool looking house. Well, that's probably I think it's the same one I've seen like 20 other times in this game, but so yeah. Blah. Oh, you could hear it. Okay. Cool. So at least you knew I was talking to a cat. But, now the cat's totally throwing me off track, other than I'm actually paying attention to what I'm doing here. Rather than turning my bill off. Is that on? Yeah, there we go. I like these engines. So, yeah. Where was I? I know I was in between. So the reason. Oh yeah, I was talking about Florida for a moment, and what they were doing, and what they were pushing. There's a reason why I don't. I originally thought that I would spend some time in California and then start spending some time in Florida. There's a reason why I choose not to go on the Florida server, and it has nothing to do with the guys in Florida. It has nothing to do with, it has nothing to do with any, yeah, it has nothing to do with them personally. It has nothing to do with the fact that I don't like Florida. I do like Florida. I think it's a really cool route. The reason why I don't go on the Florida server is it's basically, for me personally, it's version 1. It feels like it feels like a version 1 environment. Now I know there's switching involved. My thing with that is, if I have switching that I gotta do, A, I'm either gonna do it, number 1, I'm gonna do it in California, or B, I'm gonna do it in something that I'm developing. I'm not gonna do it in Florida. If I'm gonna go to Florida, it's gonna be running with the guys, running main lines, stuff like that, and Florida's really not built like that. I mean, it is. You can run a main line, but it's just the way that line is set up. It's not set up to take advantage. So what they're doing works perfect for a version 1 style environment, because they don't need all that kind of traffic, because there really isn't that much traffic south of Jacksonville. If you've ever been on there and looked at the different traffic and the different trains, it runs almost, I wouldn't say a short line, but it runs. No, a short line's not. I mean, it's busier than the line over here. It's a little busier than the line that runs through my neck of the woods, I would say, but it's not that much busier. So So getting all these cool meats like there is, that's the thing I like about California. Now, I'm actually that's the kind of line that I actually want to invest myself into. However, I don't think I would do I don't think I would build myself a Florida route since there is one. If I want to run Florida, there is a Florida route that I can just as much be part of the operations if I so choose, but that's not really what I want to do. I'd rather fill a void. About Well, before I go on that, I'll won't worry about that just yet. So where is it leaving me on where I'm at now? As it's been pointed out, people have pointed out, and in fact, sometimes I've said, "No, I'm not frustrated. I'm not this, I'm not that." Yes, I am. Yeah, I can't hide it. And honestly, I'm kidding myself if I'm saying I'm not, because I've caught myself saying, "No, I'm not frustrated," and then I look at some of my past emails, and then I see the word frustrated. So certainly, people are reading me right. I'm trying to go through what exactly it is that I'm trying to figure out. And it's not a mental issue. It's nothing like that drastic or anything. I've been doing this for 5 years in one form or another. I'm not leaving Run8. In fact, I'm probably going to be doing a lot more into Run8. And that's what I need, is I need something that's going to drive me. Barstow isn't it. Barstow isn't enough to drive me. It hasn't been for a while now. Barstow's kind of, and if some of the changes that go through, and I didn't get to read all the emails tonight before I came on. There was a lot of emails going out. There was a lot of information. I wish I had the chance to read all that information before I make any decisions. So I'm not going to make any decisions just yet. All I'm saying is, probably at this point, I'm going to try something again as of tomorrow. I think I've made my intentions as far as in between times for Barstow. My presence in Barstow is going to become less and less. My presence on the server will continue during sessions, but I'm not going to push myself. I'm not going to push myself past 11 o'clock and go crazy just for the sake of running on a server. I'm fine with running for another 2 hours tonight. I'm perfectly fine on a Thursday night running a full session and really pushing myself then. Do I want to do it twice a week? Maybe. We'll see. As I said before, and I really got to pay attention to this grade's going up and down. A little bit trickier than I thought it was going to be. But do I really want to push myself? Well, for one thing too is I want to be comfortable with the people I'm running with. I don't want to let things get to me. In some ways, I would almost, first of all, I enjoy doing what I'm doing right now because it's very independent. I just follow the signals, and there's a dispatcher out there, and that's all there is to it. There's nothing. This is very simple. Even if I was to switch, it's very independent. You don't have to worry about TeamSpeak or saying, breakaway, or saying hi to about 20 people as they're coming on. Now, mind you, we say hi to people as we're coming on, whatever, that's fine. I've never joined Run8 or Model Railroad Club, for that matter, to become part of a social club. That's just not for me. So, when you get to know me, yeah, I can be a very nice, sociable person, but I can also speak my mind very easily, like I always do. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I'm not afraid to offend somebody, put it that way. I'm not afraid to worry about what people think of me, or think of my direction, or think of how I feel, or what I believe in, or, you know, what I politically think, or, you know, what I think of my worldview, or anything. I don't care. I'm not too worried about that. Do I care about people following me? Or, yeah, sure. Sure, I'd like to have people to follow me. Sure, I'd like to have people that support me. So I can't say that I don't care what people think. Of course I do. But it doesn't define me. It doesn't make or break my day. Damn, going fast again. Let's try some speed control on. Not to say that it's going to work. I think I'm going downgrades here. This is some nice scenery here. It was like the other night I was falling asleep running. Just east of here, there's not much scenery, but this part's really cool. Up between Highland and Wash, it was just like, ugh. This part's really nice. I take it that's the mountains in around up by west of Mojave or north of Mojave. Cool stuff. So where, whoops, let me get up to notch 4 here at least. So where does this lead me? And I've kind of hinted, at least I think I have, in regards to programming RTS again. Here's the thing. And I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna go on what some of these issues are, and why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking. First of all, I haven't read what Mike had to say tonight in some of his ideas and plans moving forward as well, because he does have some major plans going as far as dealing with some of the issues that are going on. And like I say, I knew he would be. I knew that he had things going on. You know, I think he totally understands that changes are certainly needed. I mean, we can analyze all we want, but eventually, you know, we have to make some changes. So perhaps that's going to make it easier for me, or at least more content on wanting to do more in California on the off days. Right now, until I'm... What the heck is that? Oh, reduction to 35, okay. I couldn't even read the speed. So, yeah, anyways. Just gotta get my speed reduction down. I got speed control on and I can't get myself down below 55. Alright. Attention to what I'm doing here. So yeah, I want to talk as far as what the issues are that's going on. As I've said in several videos now, or several nights, there's an issue with the random numbers. There's also some very serious issues when it comes to version 2 of Run8. Now, since we haven't had an update since this was released, I think it's been 8 weeks, give or take. What's going to end up happening is there will be a fix that's going to resolve certain issues. I don't know what issues they are. I don't see much communication, at least if you're not a Run8 Depot member or whatever the hell you have to be to, you know, wherever the easiest means of communication is. Occasionally, I'll do a YouTube, and I'll all of a sudden I'll get somebody like Mikey who responded to the last time I did Selkirk. And I'm going to talk about Selkirk because I do have some plans with Selkirk yet again. But for now, I thought there was a grade crossing. I guess there wasn't. There, whatever. Oh, Palmdale. Okay. I know where I am. Oh, there's the grade. I knew there was one. I've definitely been through this section before. So, a lot of the issues, it's kind of interesting too, because Ski and I were talking about how, let's see the speed reduction once I clear it. Ski and I were talking about how the random, or at least the calling of the trains, might be different depending upon if the server's being run or if it's being rebooted, but we've also had a lot of these fatal errors. Now, I want to talk about these issues because, number one, the Run8 team is going to deal with the issues that affect most people. Operations is not one of them. They're not going to fix a random number generator. In fact, I don't even know if they know if it's an issue. Dang it, I'm going too fast. I'm going downhill again. Man, that's tricky as hell. Holy crap. Slow down. Okay, I'm almost out of the speed spot now. Come on, baby. Hey! Oh, there it is. It wasn't saying 55 and it did just at the last second there. So, when a bug fix does come out, like I said, they're going to fix the major issues. They are not going to fix... I mean, they will add spawns, I believe. Mikey's already said that they will add spawns to Selkirk. But as far as operations or random number generators or any improvements to the operating system, I don't expect it. I don't expect any of that to change. I would say, if I was to make a guess, and I've been proven wrong before, they've met or exceeded my expectations many a times. So this isn't a knock on Run8, this is a compliment. They have been known to surprise me. And what they did with version 2, despite the disappointment of taking away the schedule, was they did bring a lot of things into the program I didn't expect, or was definitely an extra bonus. So they tend to or meet or over meet my expectations on many occasions. So nothing surprises me, but realistically speaking, I cannot see. I can't see it.
UP detector milepost 412.0.
I can't see anything that would be in the best interest of RTS to happen in at least another year or two. That's too long for me. I can do a lot in a year, let alone a year or two. I've got a lot of time on my hands. In between the week, I'm not dating. I work a job where I work 40 hours a week. I'm home in 30 minutes. Yes, I see my son. Yes, my weekends are busy. But other than that, I got lots of time on my hands. And it's still winter. And I can get started right now. So that's where my mind is starting to go along the direction of, is making something happen. That's just the way I am. I want to make something happen. I don't want to sit and wait for things to happen. I want to make things happen.
UP detector milepost
Whoa.
412.
Now we're going downhill again.
No defects.
Or are we?
No defects. Total axle 376. Train speed 54 mph.
This thing's like an up and down merry-go-round here.
0 degrees. UP detector out.
See if dynamics work. Come on. I should get a great chart or something in this area. Fog Charts probably has one for UP. Never thought of that. Shut up, cat. No. Not your daddy or your mommy. So, that being said, I haven't read the emails. I don't know what the plan is right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start, first of all, before I go the route of version 2 of RTS, I do want to push. My God, I can't speak with that cat just meowing every sentence. It's annoying. Shut up! Like, it's literally right here. I'm not. Bug off. You're not my problem, cat. Or you are my problem. You're annoying me. You're frustrating me. Stop it. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. But, what was I saying? I can't believe I'm getting distracted by a cat. You try getting a line of thoughts and you got a cat going, meow, meow, meow. Drive me friggin' bonkers. But, so anyways. Bad enough of your dogs barking every few minutes, but actually they've been quiet. I've heard them once. That won't last. So yeah, what I want to do, probably tomorrow, I'm gonna try Selkirk again. I've already had the reality shock. I know what it's like. I know it's not perfect. I know it's probably only got 3 spawns or whatever the heck it is. what I want to do is I want to feed in. Yeah, I told. See, I said. As soon as I said something about the dogs, I knew that was going to happen. I want to be able to feed in these fake industries. It was an idea that was mentioned here for California. I want to see how well it works. Oh, this is cool, this industry here. I saw this the other time I was out here too. I'm not supposed to switch this, am I? Okay, I'm 91, never mind. I was gonna say I'm not supposed to switch. That's cool. One of these days I gotta run that one. I haven't run that yet. I haven't run anything on this line other than the Mojave area. Or sorry, the Lone Pine area. So I mean there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot that I still want to do and in between. There's going to be times where I'm going to get bored. I'm going to want to come over to the server and switch or run a hump or something like that. I just don't want to put the emphasis or the responsibility solely on my shoulders. So I mean I do have backup. I mean I can certainly maintain being a yard master in Barstow, but I'm not going to be. I don't want to be considered the main go-to guy for it either, or be expected that I'm going to be, because I won't. It's just I'm going to be taking on too much coming up. If I really get into it. I think I said that. There's not really a surprise there. I've said it all along. So, what I want to do with the having these areas outside. Basically, what I'll do tomorrow night is I'm going to pull up CSX. I'm going to try to pull up a map of CSX's operational district. And find out where their network is. I'm very familiar with their network, or at least a majority of their network, from how far it stretches and everything like that. But outside of that, I know they connect to Western railroads in Chicago. Oh my god. I need a place of my own. But that's a long ways away. But either that or I need a studio. It's playtime with the dogs now. See, I thought they weren't supposed to have dogs in apartments. Or at least that's what I used to think. I was surprised when dogs started moving into the apartments up here. What the hell? I used to have a dog, but I would never have a dog in an apartment. I mean, they have a backyard, so I guess that makes sense, but just annoying as hell. So I don't know as far as, and then again, these live streams are just like, you know, it's a friggin' zoo here. I can't even get words through without having things annoy me like that. Like if I'm sitting here, like if I'm just running and the dog's running, I can give a rat's ass. You know, who cares? It's when you're actually trying to concentrate on what you're doing, which I'm trying to do right now. Get a thought through your head, and then hear meow meow at the side of the window. is actually enjoyable sometimes. Scary. And it always happens around the same time of the night too, I find. It's just, you know, it's like this is playtime with the doggies. So yeah, what I do is I'm gonna get a map. I'm gonna take a look at the network, and I'm gonna start generating the spawns into Selkirk. From there, I want to get, not only do I want to get all of the various main lines, but I want to look at the industries that are on the maps. See what they're like. Maybe set them up tomorrow. I'll see. It might take. It's gonna take more than one night. I'm sure.
402.1 ambient temperature 90 degrees.
So if you never set up industries from scratch, tomorrow night might be a good one to enjoy. Or if you've never set up a system from scratch, tomorrow night might be a good one to enjoy. I don't know what time I'm going to start this at. I'll post a little bit more information probably tomorrow at some point. Of course, it will go on YouTube afterwards. I will start right from scratch. And no, I'm not worried about I'm not going to worry about the operations. See, I got too hung up last time on worried about how the operations was going to be. That's not my goal, actually. I'm not worried about how a train being spawned on single track would be a nuisance for a train coming off of it. Basically, I'm going to assume, and Mikey got through to me last time, I'm going to take basically whatever I can out of Selkirk and make the most out of it. Because I think it still has potential despite the fact that it is broken. We know it. It's going to get fixed. We also know that. Apparently that's going to happen sooner than later, I guess. I mean, they've been saying that for a while, so I don't know. Well, whatever it is, it'll be ready when it's ready. That's their famous line. So, you know, bottom line is you either deal with it or you go do something else. You know, basically you paid for what you got. So if you didn't want to get what you got, you didn't have to pay for it. So buyer beware. So I don't worry about that stuff. Version 2 has been far more enjoyable overall than version 1, despite the fact what I've lost in some of the operations. And we've lost some stuff in the operations, but we've gained so much more. I mean, I haven't seen a train, and mind you, I'm not on the busiest part of the line here. I saw the one train we were sitting. I could cheat here and take a look. Looks like I'm going to be coming into Mojave probably without any, I don't see anything that's going to get in my way. That's okay. And it's cool to have as many people as you can to get on a server. I mean, that's why, like I said, that's why I don't go on to Florida. And it's no disrespect to Florida. And I know others go to Florida because they don't want to be tied into a certain session time. I can relate to that too, because for me personally, I'm an East Coast guy. Now, it works fine for me on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It actually works perfect for me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because I just get home and then I can run for a couple hours and then call it the night. On a Sunday, I could probably run a little bit earlier most times. I like to go visit ski. I think I'll probably be going to Buffalo a little bit more. Seems more interesting to go over there. He's got more trains than me. We got diddly squat. But I knew that. I always knew that. I wasn't too sure. Sometimes they give you a hard time at the border and everything. I didn't have any issues. He's had issues coming to me. So yeah, and I think that's the way I'm going to approach this. I'm not going to try to let Barstow get to me. And I know Mike's going to do what he can to resolve, whatever some of the issues. I know there was a lot of email that passed through. I didn't get a chance to read it all. I wasn't going to because I knew I was going to go live stream, and basically I decided I wasn't too sure if I was just going to write out just say, I'm done with Barstow. I mean, my gut is telling me I'm done with it, but what am I going to be, an honorary yard master there? Because I'm not going to be doing much. So I mean, that's really the bottom line. I'm not going to be doing much. When I come on a Tuesday and a Thursday or a Sunday, I mean, the only time I'm going to focus on Barstow, number one, is when it's back to being manageable again, which I think is going to happen sooner than later. I mean, Mike's already made some decisions that should help, at least in the short term, and then there's going to be some long term, and hopefully maybe he can feed off of, or perhaps learn from either myself or Ski. We're both, Ski's running his own single player, he's doing his own research, I'll be sharing my research, because what I'm going to do, at least the plan right now, is to bring in most of the spawns. There's only 3 spawns that are useful in Selkirk, I think I found. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring trains in via those 3 spawns. I'm not going to worry too much about symbols. In fact, I'm not going to worry too much about realistic operations in Selkirk, because it's not realistic as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the line itself is realistic, I guess. But as far as the spawn locations, that's not. I'm not going to run a server off of that. I mean, I know that stuff's going to change. Once that stuff changes, then the thing is, the industries will already be in line. Not just the industries will be in line, but so will the fake industry / outside locations. I'll get to test the hump, so I'll be back to humping the way I want to hump, at my own pace.
Milepost 396.1.
There's going to be times where I'm going to find ways of making it interesting for single player, making it, I don't know as far as the locals, whether or not I'm just going to run them as locals, or try to learn as much as I can. So you'll be seeing a lot of YouTube videos that's going to go up about Selkirk. It's going to start tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a building phase. Then I switch back to California on Thursday. Weekends, of course, I'm not around. Sunday I might be doing a little bit of Selkirk too. I'm not sure. We'll see. It'll change. It'll come and go depending upon what's going on. But I'm gonna be switching now. Here's the thing, and this goes back to my hinting of another version of RTS. My initial, once I have, I'm not too sure if I need to put all the industries in, or I may put some fake ones in. I'm not too sure yet.
396.1. No defects. Total axles 376. Train speed 53. MPH. Ambient temperature 90 degrees. UP detector out.
So I'm not too sure if I'm going to put in all the industries right away. I may do that first. Perhaps I'll have a conversation with between Ski and I, because I wanna get his. I got a few more ideas, and I think we need to talk about what's possible. I know he's listening to me right now, so, or at least he was. Because one of the issues that was with version 1 was the short blocks. I believe that can be overcome. I always have believed that can be overcome. I was prepared to do it, but I never got around to it. And then eventually it seemed as if everything was working out pretty good. Ski came aboard. He started doing some of his modules, and it resolved a lot of them. It resolved a lot of old issues. It made it a lot more versatile, to be able to do certain things. I haven't really even taken a look at the changes of the code, if what was made. So, but I'll consult and I'll find out as much as I can regarding that. Wow, that's a pretty good hill going up. Holy crap. That's a pretty good grade. Where am I at here? Between Oban and Ansel. Wow. That's a pretty good grade. Okay. But the one issue with the short blocks was that I was only looking one block ahead for the next one. There's no reason why I can't go multiple blocks ahead and calculate it and have a rotating array that would be able to determine if it meets the end of A, what's B, if it meets the end of B, what's C, if it meets the end of C, what's D. In other words, what that does is it eliminates the low block. I can detect the small block. It takes a survey. I've done it before. I can do it again. It's not an issue. I'm not worried about survey. If I have to go back to surveying, it's not an issue, because once it's done, and the data's plugged in properly, then everything should be fine. It means I have to survey various routes. It means I'm going to have to teach people how to survey again, all the other stuff, until they get a proper spawning system, or user-defined spawning system, or fix the waybill system. And hopefully what'll happen, I guess my goals is to get RTS back to where it was. We already have the tools. I always said that RTS was going to be very powerful when version 2 came along, and it certainly could have been. And it certainly, as a group, as a server, we're certainly up there. I mean, I guess, we get as much traffic as anybody else apparently. We don't get a lot of the casual traffic, but we've never been about the casual traffic. As far as operations go, we get as much as anybody else. I've been told that, so that was cool to see. I mean, we had 12 people on the other night. I think tonight we don't have many. No, we got all admins on tonight. But, so, I mean, and there might be others coming later, but So I believe that had version 2 been 100% RTS compatible, and the thing is, there's room for it. They kept it open for us. At the very least, they've kept the XMLs, and they did that for RTS. They knew RTS used XMLs, and that's why they kept them. They didn't have to.
0.1 ambient temperature 90 degrees.
And I still want to give it one more shot in regards to the random. As Ski was saying, the more data you put in, the more opportunity it has to make choices. So I'm going to play the probability game. And that's where I think if you have these fake industries in, you're giving yourself more probability. And really the symbol doesn't matter. Whatever the name of the thing is, it really doesn't matter. I mean, for me, I could care less it's the same symbol. It means nothing. It honestly means nothing. The frustration is right now is we can't get enough bridge traffic in, and we're getting too much local traffic in. There's two issues there. Number one, there's an outstanding issue that I've been saying for a while. West Colton gets 2, we get 8. Barstow is a bridge traffic yard. It's not a local yard. We don't serve that many locals, so no. And I'll keep harping on that as long as I have to harp on it, but that's just from my perspective, Barstow. Right now I could give a rat's you know what, because I'm running a train and I'm having fun. I don't care about Barstow right now when I'm dispatching. Other than trying to get trains in and out, I don't care about Barstow. And as long as I know the parameters when I'm dispatching and I know what a yard can or can't take, I'm not worried about Barstow. So in between time, yeah, I might concern myself a little bit with Barstow. And I do have a little bit of time at work on my lunches. I'm able to go in and maybe see what's going on and put a few instructions and what have you. But like I said, my presence in Barstow is going to become a lot less. It's already started to lead that way. If it becomes feasible, or not feasible, if it becomes palatable again, which I imagine it's going to get better, then what'll happen is I will be more inclined to run Barstow more often. As long as I'm happy doing it, and as long as people are happy enough or content enough to wait for instructions, because there's a lot of people who like to run Barstow. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, that's great. A lot of people like to run Barstow. That's great. But when we're in the middle of serious issues, and I kind of alluded to it. It was kind of bothered me too, because I kind of alluded to it last night. I didn't say too much, but it was alluded to, and it didn't seem to matter. So there's other ways of getting around some of the issues that we may look at. One of them is having the RTS software spawn on Yuma. Yuma is probably the best place to spawn a train. There's definitely Mike wants to get into spawning more on a schedule as opposed to relying on the randomness. I'm willing to give the random side of things a chance, but we have to. I think the way I look at it is this. Number one, you got to look at capacity. Capacity should never be full capacity. Capacity should only be, let's say an industry can take 8 cars. Well, its normal capacity might only be 4, so it should only be set for 4. It shouldn't be set for its full capacity, because what that allows for is overage. So when it does get heavy, it can still handle it. And if it gets really heavy, yeah, then there'll be a backup. right now it's extremely heavy, and that has to do with a lot of factors, namely a screwed up random number generator. And people are, I'm going to say that, and people are going to say, what the hell are you talking about? And I'll mention it. But they're going to be like, what are you talking about? There's a random number generator issue. I don't even know if anybody's even brought up the issue beyond us. I don't know if it's out there anywhere. I don't even know if the Run8 team is aware of it. I mean, I'm saying it is right now. There is a random number generator issue. It's obvious.
UP detector milepost 387.3. Ambient temperature 90 degrees.
You cannot have a 1 to 1,000 odd occurrence taking place without there being an issue. I mean, yeah, it can happen, but not when you had a 1 to 100 happen days prior. It just doesn't happen like that. There's an issue. To me, it's clear. There's an issue. There's too many patterns. You can't have the same train showing up 4 times in a yard in the last 10. There's an issue. Now, I do believe that when you give more probability, you have more chance of at least getting a more random result. The problem is, if there's still a pattern issue going on, ultimately you're going to see the pattern reform in the frequency. So what'll happen is, and I recall this happening in some of my old RTS versions before I started mixing things up better. What'll happen is things will start that's this one. I'll approach medium wherever the hell I am. I don't even know where I am. Is that Fleeta? So yeah, what would happen in RTS before is I could see pattern. I had a spreadsheet of all the different calls that I made because I actually used to do it. I did the random generation in RTS, but I saved it into the spreadsheets. Shut the hell up. But so I had a record of all the various session calls, and you could clearly see clear as day the pattern that was forming. There'd be the ones that would always get 1, there'd be the ones that got none. That's the same thing that's happening with this at a smaller scale. That was still happening in a sample size of, I believe it was 600 waybills. I could still see the pattern in a sample size of 600 waybills. I'm seeing this pattern right now in a sample size of about 12 trains. You're going to see it at 100, you're going to see it at 1,000, you're going to see it at 10,000. You're still going to see the pattern. It isn't going to change. It may not be as obvious as first, but when you pay close attention and you have enough repetitions, you'll see it. It'll be very clear. I'm not saying that because I can tell the future and I know this program inside out, because that's not the case. But that's what I predict is going to happen. You're going to be able to see it. It's going to show because the flaw is already there. I see the flaw. This isn't random luck or just a coincidence. It's happening. I've seen this. I've seen it in my own code. I know it's happening. I've seen it in the engines, the numbers of the engines. It's happening. So that needs to be dealt with. The problem is I don't know if the Run8 team's aware of it. Because I don't know who's noticed it. Maybe somebody's noticed it. Maybe somebody said something. I don't know, but I doubt it. Oh boy. I'm yawning. Make some toast when I yard this train. Almost 10 o'clock already. So yeah, that's basically in summary of how I'm feeling and where I'm going. So I think I know what I'm getting into when it comes to Selkirk. You know, I went through the shock. It's not perfect, but if they're building on it, then what's going to end up happening is whatever I build can be transferred. I don't know if this means I'm going to be able to actually host a server at some point. What I may end up doing actually is I may go a different route and run a non 24/7 server. I've been thinking about that. I gotta see, number one, how this runs on the other computer, or at least I might not know if it runs, but. Looks like I got a stop signal up ahead. So that was neat being able to run that entire line now. And being on the east and, you know, not being able to start earlier on certain nights, that's something that ultimately I want to be able to do as well. So. And I'm not too sure about the future of this channel either. Or I should say the future of the channel will be fine. Just what I'm going to be doing with the live streams. I'm trying to figure out the purpose. I'm not too. I mean, I'm certainly not to get weird people to follow me to every place I have a comment on YouTube and say how great I am. That's just kind of freaky. I'm more curious who's following, who really finds usefulness in it. I don't know. I used to like. I've heard that some of my old videos are a lot easier, which makes sense because they're a lot shorter. I've always told people they can fast forward through the boring parts. I try at the beginning of each video or the description or whatever. I don't even know if I changed it. I don't even know if I changed. Did I even go onto YouTube? And I probably didn't even set up my live stream today. No, I didn't. I think it still has whatever it was yesterday. That's okay. So I'm not too sure if I do go with the whole writing RTS thing, if I'm gonna just copy the code, write it from scratch, come up with a design, see if Ski would be interested in programming it. He'd probably do it a lot faster than I can. But him and I were both on the same page when it was first mentioned. I was just like, I don't see why we bother, since they're probably going to improve on it. And I would say it's going to be a couple years, I think, before you see the improvements. I really do. I don't think they're going to be in any hurry. They're going to be wanting to make money. They're going to be building routes. They got a lot of major issues to fix, from what I can tell. So. So I guess I gotta use the Mojave yard board. I'll take a look around and see what. I don't know. It's getting a little late. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna want to do any switching at this point. But I figure by Sunday I'll have a lot of data in for Selkirk, and I'll be able to start running some tests, not test spawns, but actually running a cycle. Basically, I'm gonna run it, and I'm not gonna so much dispatch it because you really can't. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line them into Selkirk, and then basically use the Selkirk side, centralize it in as a yardmaster type scenario. I may not even put all the industries in. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it too much. But I'm looking forward to it. It's something where I can get creative again. I can start hopefully giving another set of data to look at as options. So while we know what may or may not work with California, these are some ideas that I can try out and that nobody else may be doing, and we can see how it works, how it plays. Then I can supply the data. So definitely looking forward to it. And it'll get my mind off of worrying about dealing, with either frustrations because of the program, frustrations because, I want certain things to happen and they can't happen right away because everybody's busy and, it's not all about me. Or frustrations because of people. Those are your three frustrations right there. And there are frustrations because of people. It's starting to happen again. And if it means, if Barstow Yardmaster means I have to deal with people more who are themselves frustrated, and I have my own frustrations, it becomes too much like a job, and I'm just saying, I ain't bothering doing this. I'm like, my attitude of that is, here, you go ahead, you run it, you do what you want. That's my attitude. My job right now is very easy at work. I have little to no stress. I had stress back in December. Even a little bit of stress would have been a lot better than the stress I was dealing with at work. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad stress. It was just busy. Okay, I think I'm already in. Okay. So I was able to get that one in. Somewhat useful. At least I got the trade. So what do we got? LOQ 91 is in track 2. Relinquish that. I'm going to go over to the registry. And then train. And we are going over to Mojave. So track 2 is opened. What am I again? Dang it. Forget what train I am. What was? LOQ 91, okay. I'm not familiar with these symbols yet. So LOQ 91 arrived at 2. Inbound train arrived. Track 2. I don't think the weight and length matters. I assume it doesn't. Is this the second LOQ 91? Okay, this is interesting. Holy crap, it is. So that arrived back on the 19th. So that was only 12 days ago. I always forget to put the channel back. So there's a second train right there. So as I was saying, this is not just a Barstow issue. There's the inbound from the last one. Probably looks very similar. PRS. Well, I don't know if it's going to have the same order of tags, but. So it's got LLP, LLQ. Okay. It's a little bit smaller, not that much, but. Normally I would say, oops, is there a train coming? There's a train coming. I think. Yeah, let's see what's coming. I saw a signal somewhere. He isn't that close, because these signals are dark. But he's coming. Here. We'll know when he gets close because the lights will come on. Just like the old days of watching approach-lit signals. You'd know there'd be one coming. I'm going to make some toast. I'll be right back, and we'll see if those signals light up by the time we come back. He's coming down the grade right now, so I assume. So, and come back, I'll try to figure out what the hell I want to do. Okay, be right back. Okay, just cooking some toast and peanut butter. Wait here. Let that toast for a minute, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about some of the ideas of what's going on. So, as I was saying, I may at some point, I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to go ahead with a server yet. I may even just stay single player. Honestly, at this point, I may do that. Or I may see if I can host while running my version. I don't know how that would work, if it would work at all, if it works well. You don't need a lot of people, I know that. But I haven't tried it. So what I believe would work really well is a concept that I've always believed is probably much better, and that is a mentorship or a sponsorship. So instead of just opening your server up to the public and people coming in and afraid to run yards or not too sure where they fit in or afraid to ask questions or stuff like that, basically they are more or less taking they could I don't know how I would do that yet. I haven't quite figured out how, because anybody I suppose could apply, but how I would do that is a little tricky. But I'll get to that in a minute, and I'll talk about that once I figure out what I'm doing in a minute here. But I'll be right back. I'm just toast is up, so I'll be right there. So I'm slowly starting to run low on time here tonight too. But I needed to make that snack because running low on quote unquote snack food, so I had to cook something. I guess this train isn't close enough to okay, I'm not worried about him. Okay. Well, that looks exciting. The hell's all the trains on Mojave sub? Even Needles is pretty sad tonight. Wow. Oh, I'm wondering too if that has something to do with the manifest being shorter or down or something. I don't know. Oh. Problem is, when there's no manifest, they're not going to have the fun trains to run. Well, he's going the other way. Oh, he's coming in. Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess I don't want him. I did this the other day. What's with UP lately? What's this one? I mean, I could. Things that make you go, Fortunately, when you take away the manifest, you take away a lot of the cool running trains. So it's just one of those things. There's a bunch of bridge trains coming, but I don't know if there is or not tonight. I thought there was. Not at East Barstow, or is there? Did I make it that far? Oh, this is East Bar. What am I doing? Oh, is he down the main line? Interesting. Okay. I was surprised to see him there. Oh well. There was work available, but they're still in build, so. I don't feel like building. I could, I just don't. By the time I build it, it's going to be the end of the night for me. Yeah, this guy sucks. Okay, what's out here? A lot of options here. Bare table train. Ugh. I don't know if I want to run a bare table train. Okay, he looks interesting. Yeah, I forget I said that. Hopefully he keeps going. I had second thoughts on him. Dang, I'm having a hard time picking something tonight. Okay, what are you then? As much as I'm not going to see much, I think this is my last option right here. I don't care what it is. Is it going this way? I think it's going this way. Is it Ibis? Yeah, it is Ibis. Okay, where are you? Yeah, I don't care. I'd see one opposing train, that's about it. Man, not that busy. A little bit of interaction. I suppose I could have done something over there. Cajon looked somewhat busy, but oh shoot, I should have done one of those. That would have been cool. Oh well. Too late. I'll take this one. That's okay. Yeah, why did I take this one? Yeah, well, we'll see the one train and then call it the night. Get in the Goffs or whatever. Holy crap, buddy, stop. It's 2:30. Once I get going, then I'll start yapping about some of the other stuff, some of my ideas. Alright. So, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so, warning, I am going to be eating, so. Alright, so most people out. Tries to get itchy legs too. So this will be a good, nice little stretch to just run a train. These are the trains I used to run when I wanted to clean the house. Or just talk, I suppose. So, anyways, what was I saying? So I was talking about this, the mentor type sponsorship route. If I was to put up a server again, that's the route I would go on. In other words, it would be likely it's kind of a slippery slope. Here's the thing. I've always gone under the whole idea, at least the way I used to run the servers, is they're private servers, you need membership. So basically the Odin would be on whoever becomes a member to abide by certain procedures, and that would be that. The procedures are pretty simple now, at least they've simplified, except when you get into the yards and different things and there are different servers, there's other server procedures that I've tried to branch out as far as RTS goes. For Selkirk, what I would like to do is basically offer not just necessarily invitations, but take people who are interested, who could basically show interest, I would go back to likely, although not 100% sure, but I would likely go to where I would have to assign train crews. In other words, I might not have a password, but it would be up to me to assign crews. So in other words, when you log onto a server, you don't necessarily have ownership of an engine. You have to be assigned train crew status. Work it that way. Of course, you never know. People could impersonate somebody else for that matter, but chance of that happening is probably slim to none, but still. Speed restriction 30 at 1 mile, really? Grade's getting bigger. I can't remember this. I think it does. Hence the speed reduction. So anyways, you better not pass me there. No, that's not. Okay. So the whole idea with the sponsorship mentorship, I guess, however you want to look at it, is someone who becomes a member is, number one, they're sponsored. Basically, they're vouched for. credentials are passed forward. There's a line of trust. You know what the person, is interested in. Then you basically show them the ropes. Instead of having the whole take somebody on a test ride thing, which we don't do anyways, but we were considering doing it at one time. I'm glad we did. I know some places do it. I understand why. So, go along those roads. The whole idea with that is I keep my sanity. If I'm running a server, I know I trust the people who are under me. I know that the people who I've personally brought aboard know what the hell they're doing. I don't expect the others to know what they're doing, but I keep it up to the people below me who I've brought in to reassure that the lines, that basically somebody's responsible for somebody else's actions on the server. I'm not saying that they get in trouble, but basically it's their reputation on the line, in other words. So if somebody screws up, screwing up's one. I don't care about errors and mistakes and stuff like that. It's my issue is attitudes. Attitudes are starting to bother me again. I get certain attitudes and it just doesn't rub me the right way. Basically, I don't want to deal with attitudes. I want to enjoy running.
BNSF detector milepost 597.0 main 1 ambient temperature 97 degrees.
So with Selkirk, I'll build it up from the ground up. Like I said before, I don't know if I'm going to run a server. I may just go single player. I've said that a couple times now. And at the very least, it'll be there, and I'm going to build it from the bottom, basically from the ground up. I'm going to add things in, make it interesting. The spawns will evolve. I would imagine they're going to happen pretty quickly. So at least it'll become somewhat operable. It'll be interesting to see how they manage certain of these conflict spawn areas. But I also have ways in which the RTS software will overcome some of this. Number one, the RTS spawns would be basically become a responsibility of the dispatcher to spawn them in. Not only would they have to spawn them in, but they'd have to get them running into AI, or at least having somebody run them into AI, get them up and running. There would be a schedule system regardless of what Run8 version 2 does. We'd have a schedule system in play, and it would randomize some delays so that a train wouldn't always come on at the same time, but at least it would give some control back so that things aren't totally reliant on a random number generator that's flawed. But like I said before, I am still going to try my best to see if I can get a higher number of waybills to at least get some type of more predictable or more here's the way I look at this. If the random number generator is flawed, first of all, I'm not worried about the train types too much. I'm not worried about spawn locations too much. Although right now you're seeing, and this isn't good because this changes all the time. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with it. This happens all the time where one subdivision will have it busy and then the other will go into a lull. I don't know if that's that dead. I mean, it's better than version 1, but I mean, well, we got 1, 2 trains, 3. That's pretty dead. Whereas that is packed. So I mean, trains are spawning, but I don't know what else is going on. But whatever. So that's the idea that I'm going to look on it. I'm going to build on that, and I'm going to take people from step 1. I'll probably go on. I'm probably going to announce this in more than just a couple places tomorrow, and we'll see how things go. Might go on to Train Sim tomorrow night. I may announce a time that I'm going to start at. Probably be 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And this YouTube video, like, not this one, but I mean the one that goes up tomorrow, both live stream and it's going to be straight from the ground up. I'm going to do everything. You're going to be right there along with me while I go through the whole analysis, the talk about the way the program may or may not work, the results, everything. And that will become the Selkirk project. So I mean, right away, like this, something like this is something that wasn't happening in version 2 or version 1, I should say. Well, we're back up at 55 again. Why were we at 30? There was like one speed reduction that was 30 there, and it went back up to 55. I don't know. Was I missing something? Must have been a curve. Must have been part of that curve or something. Strange. Not that I was going to get much more anyways, but still. Speaking of which, I don't think I have much more traffic. Nope. That's okay. I'm going to be heading to bed pretty soon anyways. In fact, I wouldn't mind reading those emails, so I might call at the top of the hour in about less than 15 minutes. Read the emails, see what's going on there, and then get a somewhat normal night's sleep. So yeah, that should give me my balance back in Run8. It should allow me to be creative again. It may lead to version 2 of RTS. I'm not holding my breath on that one. Number one, if I have to do it by myself, it's going to be a lot tougher for me. I'll see if I can get my buddy to help me. See, you still there, Ski? I don't know if anybody's answering these things while he's on. I'm not even on the right channel. What the hell am I on? Oh, I am on channel 0. Like I cared. There, you switch to the road channel. I was just following. Looked at the board. I'm like, okay, this train's not going to be delayed, so I'll just stay on channel 0. He must be busy doing his dispatching. How many people are on? I think Kevin's the only non-admin on right now. Yikes. Oh well. But it doesn't take much to run, you know, honestly. Yeah, I'm still there. So I'm trying to recruit you to program version 2 with me. If I come up with a clever design. See if he says anything to that one. Because like I said, both him and I were on the same page. We did not want to touch version 2. They took away a lot of the advantages that he had programmed in. I don't mind doing some of the grunt work. I'm used to that. The idea, I don't know if you caught it earlier, Ski, was that for the short blocks, I think what I can do is get a floating array that would have it so that it saves up to the next three or four blocks ahead, because the program was only doing the next block. There was a next block in current block. There wasn't the block after. If I go so far as to load up four blocks at a time, or four track sections at a time, then what that'll do is, if it runs out of the first section, it'll find the second. If it runs out of the first and second, it'll find the third. If it runs out of the first, second, and third, it'll find the fourth. After that, I'm not too sure. I can't think of any code that would allow me to just continue to keep looking, unless it was in an array, which it probably, well, it's in an array anyways, but I'm not 100% sure how I wanted to do that, but at least I can hard code that. I don't see why it can't be hard coded. That'll get us beyond the short blocks. I'm not too sure about the null sections or the switches or whatever. That's not the end of the world. I think you had it working. When do you want to do this design meeting? What's the weather forecast like? I was kind of bored Sunday. I was like, damn, this is boring. I don't know what the hell I did Sunday, but I was like, yeah, I might be pushing it. Well, you got all this time. You don't have a girlfriend around. I take it you're not that busy at work, or at least you're not traveling. So yeah, we definitely should. We were talking about a lot of different stuff last time around. More or less enjoying the trains too, but yeah, that's okay. I don't know what the hell were we talking about last time? It was only 2 weeks ago, or not even that, a week and a half. I can't even remember what the main topic of conversation was, to be quite honest. That's the way my mind works some days. Oh yeah, I was talking about my. I was probably talking about what I'm talking about tonight. My frustrations. Oh, man.
BNSS detector milepost 6.
At least I'm dealing with it though.
3.5 main 1 ambient temperature 9.4 degrees.
I think I'm still in the mode where California has always been my baby, so I tend to try not. If I do get frustrated, I try to hide it, or I try to just not bow to the pressure. and just have fun or act as if I'm having fun, which I'm having fun right now. This is easy. There's no stress involved in this. This is a joke. This is the old days. This is like version 1. Just sit here and I used to go into piglet mode. I could literally do housework for 2 hours in this stretch. So it was fun those days. I gotta check all these emails out. So yeah, Ski, let me know what's good for you. My Sundays are free for the next who knows when. I just need to know at least by Friday. Also text too. I get charged 20 cents a text message to send to the States. I was wondering why my bill was going so freaking high. I was like, what the hell's going on? Because I made changes to my bill and I was just like, I had all this extra long distance stuff going on. I'm like, what's up with this? I knew I had some long distance calls in there. I actually had some from the States when I was away in Fostoria. Ex-wife, I should say. She was calling to see how my son was. I gotta stop. I gotta put an end to that crap. I don't call every time he goes on a damn trip. But I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. Makes her happy. Oh, it was New Year's, so it was like a Happy New Year thing or some silly thing like that. So whatever. But I think it cost me like $20 that night. Crazy long distance charges. So, but whatever it is, I can still email, or I think I can get text messages for free, but I can't send them, so I'll have to email. Email's free. And like I said, I think I've downplayed, or I've set back my limits as far as bandwidth goes. So my uploads, that's the other thing too, my upload speed may not be as good. So I don't know if it's going to affect the live stream at all. I haven't figured that one out yet. I don't even know if it's in effect. It probably should be fine. Oh, there's Tony. Tony's here. I'm going home. I'll stay around for a few more minutes. Yeah. Man, I haven't run a Z train in a long time. How far does this thing gotta go? Hey, where'd that train come from? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. I might get him by Fenner. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I might get it at Fenner. Do I want to go to Fenner or not? I'm definitely not staying up for the Siberia one. I don't know. I don't know if I want to wait around for this one. I really want to get into those emails. Either that or I'll just read them tomorrow. Yeah, I forget what I was saying. I can't remember. Yeah, no, I was just wondering what, as far as whatever weekends are good for you. I assume you're not too busy at work these days as far as weekends go. Like I said, this past weekend went by. I was like, kind of, I didn't want to do anything. It was one of those weekends again. I did some stuff, but I mainly bummed around YouTube until the session started. I'll check the emails though. There was a lot of emails that went through on the admin side. I'll see what's going on. see what ideas are coming up. I have a lot of different ways I can go with. I'm not saying version 2's. I mean, personally, if I was going to try it, I would do it on a trial basis on Selkirk. And if it works on Selkirk, then I can easily. Well, California, we already got a lot of spawns there, anyways. But there's ways of randomizing the schedule as well, even whatever the call schedule is, but I'll probably deal with those in the emails tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do it tonight. Oh boy. So yeah, let me know if you want to get together on the weekend. I'm free. Want to get together, just let me know by Friday. Yeah, okay. That's cool. I'll make sure I get my passport and all that other stuff. I'll see if I can borrow my... Or actually, I'll look up ATCS for the area. And then I'll see if... I'm going to try to get my son to bring his computer anyways this weekend. So if he brings his computer along, I'll borrow it after the weekend. Give it back to him on Tuesday. See if I can get... At the very least, we'll have access to some information, and then I can go from there. But I don't think there's any ATCS server in Buffalo other than the NS site, but I'll have to look at it. It's been a while since I've taken a look. Last time I checked, there wasn't. I don't think CSX is going down with that stuff anyways. They'll go with satellite, so those days are over, I think. So anyways, yeah, it's just a little past 11 p.m. I'm going to relinquish this train, check my emails, and call it the night. Maybe I'll reply to some of the emails as well. I should have some time tomorrow. If it's nice enough, I don't think it's going to be, but if it is nice enough tomorrow, I might try to get for a nice walk at work, but I doubt that's going to happen because the weather hasn't been cooperating, so... I'll check things out tomorrow. Let me just get this relinquished. I gotta wait around for that next train. Oh, I gotta stop first? That sucks. Forgot about that. I always forget I gotta stop. I can't just hit a button and it magically takes me over. That one. So yeah, tomorrow I'm thinking I'm gonna try for 6 Eastern to start the Selkirk project. That should give me enough time to get whatever groceries I need to get done. I don't think there's anything else major that I have to do. So I'll start on that tomorrow. AI crew that is done. Okay, so that's going to be about it for me then. So I'll see the rest, everybody else here on the server on Thursday. but then I'll be in single player Selkirk tomorrow. I'll go live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then we will start and see what we can get done with that. I got some high hopes. I'll probably announce that maybe elsewhere as well, and then see how it goes from there. So anyways, that's all for now. I will, anybody checking out the live stream, I'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, and if the time changes, I'll try to announce that ahead of time as well, but I'll announce that probably sometime midday tomorrow, I imagine. I don't think I'm going to announce it tonight. I'm just going to check my emails for tonight. Anyways, have a good one, guys.